There is a shared responsibility.
That's financing as a result of this healthcare reform.
Rising costs of healthcare must be brought down. Second, attend the debate.
It's about Medicare fraud. It's an ongoing
Fix
problem.
the economy without fixing health.
Government that's paying too much. We have small businesses that can't afford.
Middle of the day, the door is locked. The phone.
The hardest things was in the beginning. I think the doctor thought it was creative.
That there are pockets and areas of significant health disparities in this region.
Someone said that if we were doing banking the way that we do medicine, we would still have banks carrying their bags of money across the street at the end of the day.
Okay, where's the future? Where is the future?
We knew Oklahoma was struggling with health care and health status. We really didn't know it, but when we started delving into it much more deeply, we came up with some very disturbing statistics. The first statistic that our College of Public Health put in front of us is that Oklahoma was the only state that the death rate has actually worsened over the past 25 years. The second statistic that really caught our attention is that we were ranked last in the country in health system performance. And we were also ranked last in children's health system performance. And the most telling statistic is that the difference between life expectancy in North Tulsa compared to South Tulsa is 14 years.
There are communities of people that are bound by a neighborhood or a faith community. My wife has been an occupational medicine specialist, so she's certainly, as a physician, brings to bear her skills on a very defined community based on employment. Flight surgeons have a particular community that they deal with. As a pediatrician, I'm more concerned about children, but to the extent that they're dependent upon their parents, I also am concerned about their health care.
You have to build a trust level with the patient, and that means understanding that patient and appreciating where they're coming from. So it's medicine with a very broad lens.
Community medicine understands a whole bunch of arrows going in different directions. If you have public safety and drug abuse and education and family dynamics and disease and smoking and the environment, and they all have arrows connecting themselves to each other. That's what community medicine is. You have to understand the connectivity of everything around an individual as determining disease.
You can't just look at the patient. The patient's this little spot right here. Around them is their home environment. It's their family members. It's their cultural views. It's all of these other things that are part of the picture. What we're trying to do in the School of Community Medicine is give students the tools that they need to understand this.
When I heard about it last year, I said, well, this is what I've always waited for, that everybody else now is coming around to think that what I do is important.
I do interact a lot with donors and with businesses, and I believe that they also get value from our students working out in the community because they come to the business with some practical experience too. Higher education is a lot about theory, and it's a lot about practice. So you have to have both of those components working together if you're going to educate someone that is ready on day one when they walk out of the university to go into the business world, go into a medical field, and do their job.
Some of our first experiences in breaking up traditional medical models have shown the importance of getting the healthcare out to the people in their context. The first one that was an experience for me is working with the homeless mentally ill. And when we started bringing healthcare to the homeless mentally ill, we were able to see that treating a mental illness out in the community with a homeless individual put that person in a position to actually stabilize the rest of their lives.
Part of our goal is going to be to take what we have traditionally seen in people who are interested in medicine and to continually rekindle that interest in altruism, that interest in empathy that is so important for being a broad-minded, community-based physician.
In a traditional medical school, your first semester experience is dominated by anatomy. You're learning the anatomy of the body. We wanted to put something before that. We wanted the medical students to learn the anatomy of the community first.
The traditional model for medical education is that we load medical students up with the preclinical basic science information, largely removed from clinical correlations or patient contact. Medical students kind of forget that the relationship with patients is kind of the core of medicine. And then most of their clinical training is geared towards taking care of patients one at a time.
What lies ahead of them is something that is hard. So I'll warn you, it is hard. The second thing is it is not happy work. All right? And I actually tell our medical students, I don't care if you're happy, but I do care if you're fulfilled. What this work is, down to your core, is extremely fulfilling. You feel you are a part of society and making a difference in society. And if that's why you want to go into medicine, to actually make a difference in this world as far as health disparities and health equality and improving the health of those who right now don't have the opportunity to have health improved on their own, then that's why we're here.
Just about every day, you know. I mean, it's such a rapid-fire transformational experience and the most dramatic changes occur between the beginning of the third year and the end of the third year, and that's the chrysalis phase of the development of a physician, and they just truly metamorphose from a very smart layperson to a doctor. And they can't go back.
Hearts open, and first their mind would crack open, and then we would take them out in the community and their hearts completely open, and then the combination has allowed the will to open.
We want movers and shakers. We want change agents. We want people who are ready to re-engineer the American healthcare system and be part of it as a medical student.